Okay, bro, hear me out. Hear me out on this one. Hear me out. You're gonna love this. This is absolutely incredible. Okay, we have this girl who's struggling with drugs. Okay, she just came out of a ward kind of thing, and then we have this guy who meets her on a bridge, and then they fall in love like literally in like 10 seconds. Okay, then we have seances. All right, seances. Her mom's and dad work as seances. Okay, and that has no tie-ins yet, but it just comes. We'll get there. We'll get there. I also want this very seedy detective, okay? Very seedy detective, this guy who falls in love with this girl. I want it directed by an Italian director, okay? But then here's a great one. I also want slasher. America loves slashers, especially these days. Crazy. Friday the 13th kind of shit. What happened to the whole drug addiction thing that was 5 seconds earlier? Oh, what happened to the drug addiction thing? Oh, who cares? I mean, we're moving forward. We got like seances going on. I mean, come on, let's man, that's old news. That's old news. Let's just keep it going, all right? Let's just keep it forward. That's a lot of damn stuff, man. It's a lot of damn stuff. Oh wait, hang on. You're gonna love this one. We have a serial killer. Oh, but wait till you hear this one. This one right here is the best. Steven Spielberg is huge in America right now, so we're gonna go for playful, goofy, family-friendly fun as well. Christopher Columbus, John Hughes. We're gonna throw in all that inspiration in there too, dude. This is gonna be insane. What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. Trauma is a film that was released by Dario Argento, directed by Dario Argento, and was released in 1993. This is the first film that his daughter Asia Argento performed in as a starring role. And the first thing I'm going to say about this film is that I'm very heartbroken that this one just didn't work out for me at all, because I think Dario Argento is a master. I mean, if you're talking about his things like Suspiria, this is the guy who's done Bird with the Crystal Plumage. He did a movie I love called Phenomena, which I'll talk a little bit about because I wouldn't say there's comparisons, but when it comes to Phenomena, it's a ridiculous mess that I just absolutely enjoyed the hell out of. And this is a ridiculous mess that I had absolutely zero pleasure with, kind of thing. The acting in this film, I will say from everybody, and that again breaks my heart to say, is just ridiculously atrocious. And the whole time, I'm just watching this train wreck play out in front of me, and sometimes those things can work. Like sometimes you get The Room, or sometimes you get a Birdemic that like, or another film that I watched recently by another Italian director, Night Killer. Just an amazing disaster. It's so bad that it's good. This one just wasn't so bad that it was good. It was just bad. And like it, I really lost interest with this one really fast. Like I had to pay attention. I had to see how much time was playing, and I would be like, oh my gosh, we still have an hour and 10 minutes on this son of a bitch. This is like an hour and 46-minute kind of film. What we have going on is basically the film starts off with this girl. I mentioned in the intro that she's a drug addict, but she's actually she suffers from anorexia. Either way, she was sent to basically a mental ward by her parents. Her mom is played by Piper Laurie, and she is a medium, and she has this medium job, I would say, with her husband. And outside of opening up the film, it literally plays no part in the film. This girl, her name is Ara. She's played by Asia Argento. At the beginning of the film is about to jump off a bridge, and this guy drives up, and his name is David. And David basically plays some kind of detective. I'm not exactly sure, but he saves her. He begs her to go out with him, and she's kind of hesitant, but she ends up going along with him, and they basically just fall for each other in like no time at all. And David is basically somewhere in his 20s, and this girl straight up says that she's 16 years old. And one thing that Dario Argento actually has, he's pretty notorious for doing, is exploiting his daughter in his films. It's really weird, and if you study his films and look at them, like he'll exploit the hell out of his daughter. I think she like, I hope she like just turned 18 when she was making this movie, because they do show top nudity when it comes to her. But anyways, they fall for each other. She or he fully knows who he's getting involved with, but he goes for it anyway. And then he just gets so obsessed with this girl and just wants to like save her essentially. This girl Ara basically wants nothing to do with going home. She wants to avoid her parents like crazy. She also wants to avoid the ward that she was put in. And one night during a séance that her mother is doing, she gets a voice from a woman that was murdered at the beginning of the movie too. And this woman starts to speak to her, and like the whole plot of the séance is literally just to keep the plot moving forward, so that the person who was murdered told the medium who the killer was, kind of thing. And then the story just keeps moving forward, and you have this guy David trying to protect this girl Ara when you don't give a shit about David at all. And like his acting is hokey. There's random scenes in this film too, like it's absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, I can you tell I really didn't care about this film. They introduced this kid. This kid at one point, he's he's really into like butterflies and amphibians and stuff like that. He goes into this house randomly. They're playing like the most American Steven Spielberg, John Hughes movie. It feels like you're watching a totally different film, or a totally different film in that scene, because it just goes so goofy, and then the film will start to feel in different directions. It'll get very seedy detective, like smoky room. It'll start to feel like Basic Instinct at one point. And it just keeps going like that. Now, this film has its good things. It definitely has a lot of decapitation scenes, and the decapitation scenes are done really well. And there was a lot of talent behind this film. A lot of big names pop up. Piper Laurie's in this film, and I'd say she probably gives the best performance, but it's still really hokey. I think a lot of it is because of the direction, and I think a lot of it is probably because of like translation issues. Because Dario Argento is a fully Italian director, sorry, and this is one of his first films that he directed fully in America with mostly American actors, kind of thing. And I think that the script writing and stuff like that can sometimes get lost when it comes to, because just people talk in this film like people don't talk, like nothing is natural kind of thing. And it's just it's so ridiculous. But the practical effects are really good, so I can give this film that. But man, was this a chore. And it's just a shame that I have to say this for this one, because like I said, some films that are extremely hokey, Phenomena is one that comes to mind by Dario Argento as well, that is just bonkers, but it works like crazy. So is Night Killer, not by Argento, but with Trauma, I just wasn't feeling it, and it really saddens me. But I was gonna give this a half a damn star, but I'll be nice and I'll be generous, and because of the nice practical, decapitations that happen quite a lot in this film, I'll give it a 1. And Asia Argento is also a very captivating actress. She is a very beautiful girl. Like I said, I don't know where she was in age in this one, but she's playing a 16-year-old anyway, and David, I guess, doesn't care about it. But yeah, very, very strange film. I mean, at one point, for God's sakes, this woman is lying on the ground. She's decapitated, but like her head is barely attached to her neck, but it's like a foot away from the rest of her body, and she's still freaking speaking and like looking up at the guy like, help me. Like, it's so fucking stupid. This movie is so fucking dumb. And you know what? This is actually a film that I'm actually going to be making a bad movie aficionado deep dive on, because this is the type of film that I need to take notes and I need to go into an exploration and a deep dive with it, because through the entire thing, I'm just shaking my head and I'm just like, there's so many moments spread out that I really have to like take my time to take notes and describe this film, because it's just wild, but like I said, not in a very enjoyable way. So unfortunately this one didn't work, but hopefully next one will. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already, stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one, take care and cheers.